Pahalgam, a name synonymous with breathtaking beauty, towering pines, lush meadows, and the crisp Himalayan air. It's a place where people go to escape, to forget their worries. But on April 22, 2025, paradise was shattered. Terror struck. Gunfire echoed through the valley, replacing the serenity with screams. The target? Innocent tourists. The aftermath? 26 lives cut short. A stark reminder that even in the most idyllic corners of the world, darkness can lurk. This is the story of the Pahalgam attack. A story of loss, anger, and the precarious balance of power in a volatile region. Picture this. Families picnicking, couples taking selfies, children laughing, the sun is shining, life is good. Suddenly the peace is shattered, gunshots ring out, chaos erupts. People are running, screaming, desperately seeking cover. But there's nowhere to hide, not from the bullets raining down. 4 militants, their faces hidden behind masks of hate, had turned a day of joy into a scene of carnage. They came heavily armed, their mission clear: to inflict maximum damage and instill terror. News of the attack sent shockwaves through India. This wasn't just an attack on its citizens, it was an attack on its soul. Prime Minister Modi, his face etched with grief and anger, addressed the nation. His message was clear: India would not be cowed. He vowed to hunt down the perpetrators, to make them pay for their heinous crime. There would be consequences, severe consequences. India wasted no time in pointing fingers at Pakistan, the usual suspects, some might say, but the evidence, according to India, was clear. The attackers were linked to Pakistan-based terrorist groups that operate with impunity, sheltered by a state that sponsors terror. India launched a diplomatic blitzkrieg. The Indus Waters Treaty, a symbol of cooperation, was put on hold. Pakistani diplomats were expelled, visas were revoked. The message was loud and clear: Pakistan would be held accountable. Section 5. Pakistan's rebuttal, denial, and countermeasures. Pakistan, as always, denied any involvement. They called the accusations baseless, a desperate attempt by India to deflect from its own internal problems. They claimed they were victims too, victims of terrorism, victims of India's aggression, but their denials rang hollow. The world had heard it all before. Section 6. The world reacts. Condemnation and calls for restraint. The international community condemned the attack. The UN called for restraint. World leaders offered condolences. But beyond the usual platitudes, there was a sense of weariness. Another terrorist attack. Another round of finger-pointing. Another diplomatic crisis. The world watched, holding its breath, hoping this wouldn't escalate into something far more dangerous. Section 7. Kashmir and chaos. Tourism takes a hit, fear grips the valley. In Kashmir, the attack sent shockwaves through the valley. Tourism, the lifeblood of the region, came to a standstill. Hotels emptied, flights were cancelled. The streets, once bustling with life, were now eerily deserted. Fear and uncertainty hung heavy in the air. Section 8. India's scars. Public outrage and economic repercussions. The attack left deep scars on India's psyche. Public anger was palpable. Protests erupted across the country. People demanded justice. They demanded action. The economic fallout was significant. The stock market tumbled. Businesses were affected. The attack served as a stark reminder of the human and economic costs of terrorism. Section 9. A fragile peace. The long shadow of Pahalgam. The Pahalgam attack was a grim reminder of the volatile situation in South Asia. It highlighted the deep mistrust between India and Pakistan. It underscored the threat of terrorism that continues to plague the region. In the aftermath of the attack, the question wasn't whether there would be peace. It was whether the fragile peace that exists could hold. The world watched, hoping that sanity would prevail. But in a region where history has a nasty habit of repeating itself, hope often feels like a luxury.